Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rajat and today we are going to talk about primary key and foreign key in MySQL. So let me first open the MySQL workbench, which I have explained you earlier that how to install it, and let's connect to the server connection. So once I click on that, the server is ready. In the last video, I spoke about how to create table, how to create databases, how to drop them. Now inside the table, the two components are there. Number one is your column, number two is your rows. Okay, so now on the basis of column we join tables. Okay, so here I will create a code for you, but before that let's understand some concept. So for that, let me open my notebook. Let me remove all this. Yep. So the first topic is primary key. Now the primary key, the prime purpose of using primary key, okay, is to make a unique identifier. Unique identifier of data. What is unique identifier? When I say unique identifier, so any particular column which is very unique about data. Let's say when you are in your student life, in your college, so the student ID is your primary key because that defines your roll number as a unique value. Similarly, when you are in office, so everybody have an office ID, so that is known as primary key, we can say. Similarly, when you go to bank, so everybody have a customer number. If you see in your bank, so that is your customer number. Also, let's say you go in bank, you have everybody have a debit card or credit card. So your credit card, debit card is a unique combination of number. That is also a primary key. Okay, number one. Now, the purpose of primary key, okay, it must be unique. The purpose, let me define that purpose. So number one, it must be unique. What do you mean by unique? As I just explained, when you are a student, your student ID is unique. When you are a teacher, or when you are an employee, when you are a teacher, everybody have a unique identification number for them. That is the first quality. Okay, now the primary key is often a single column, okay, but it can be a composite key sometime. It is a single column mostly, but sometime it can be composite key. Now what is composite key? So sometime this happens. If I take the example, so two people in the bank are there. Let's say both have similar name, Rajat Kumar. There is one more person with the same name. So let's say bank want to send a credit card. A credit card. Let's say this credit card was issued to this Rajat Kumar. Now the name Rajat Kumar cannot be unique identifier because when the bank will think to send the credit card, how they will decide that this should go to which Rajat Kumar? Obviously, with respect to both the Rajat Kumar, there is a client ID. Let's say 4567. Then here it's 7892. Any random number. Now, when the bank will see that this credit card, let's say the credit card number is 1249008299962 and so on. Now they will link this ID with the composite key of, this is your customer ID, obviously both are customer ID, this is your name. So they will assign this credit card number to customer ID plus name to make it more concrete, because there can be chances that customer ID is not correct. Okay, what sometime can happen, if let's say the person who was doing the data entry in your database, he mentioned somehow he saw details both Rajat Kumar belongs to, let's say, same city also, let's say Bangalore. Now he mistakenly mentioned 4567. So in that case, if they use just one thing, that is going to create an issue. So that's why they are combining two values. It can be customer ID name, it can be your father name and your name, because the composite key will be unique value depending on some certain columns. So this is all about primary key. Okay, you don't need to understand anything other than this in primary key. Now second thing is foreign key. Foreign key. When I talk about foreign key, okay, so foreign key basically link one table to another table by referencing the primary key of another table. Let me write refer one table to another table by referring primary key of another table. Now what does that mean? Okay, so there is a reference system which works here, and I think this would be best if I explain the example to you guys, because this will create maybe more ambiguity if I directly try to explain this. Okay, now let me use one piece of code which I already have. So let me paste that code here. So this is a table. Now this table I want to create inside this database which I already have. Let's say Rajat. This is a database. So inside this we have some table. Now I want to create inside Rajat.students. When I run this piece of code, so this is successfully ran. I right click on this, refresh. You can see there is a table created with the name of student. Okay. Now in student table, student ID is auto increment. Okay. As I said that student ID is the primary key here. Okay. So that's why I'm defining this line, student ID, the name of the student, first name, then the second name, which is your last name sometimes, then the primary key. So student ID is considered as a primary key here because that is your unique identifier. Okay. Now similarly, if I want to use the foreign key, so for that let me pick this piece of code which I pasted here. Now there is a student enrollment table. Okay. So enrollment ID, again auto increment, it will start from 1 and it will keep on increasing. Now student ID is a foreign key for this table. Bit surprising, bit confusing. Okay, let me make it clear. Now in this table, your enrollment ID is a primary key here because obviously it's the enrollment data. So student ID cannot be primary key. So for this table, which is your enrollment table, let me create Rajat.enrollment. So inside Rajat, it will create inside the Rajat database, the enrollment table primary key is enrollment ID, but foreign key is student ID. So they have student ID here also. And the student ID was the primary key of another table. Okay, which is referencing students. That is the name of the table, guys. Students, Rajat dot students, and inside that student ID. Now, and I run this. Okay, so this error came because the upper table is already created. Now, successfully ran. Let me refresh. Always make sure you refresh the data. So inside the department, I click on the columns and you can see department ID, department name and ID. Now, if you see, we'll go to enrollment, not department. Yeah. So you see here enrollment ID, student ID, course name, all those value are there. So this is about the foreign key, how to create a foreign key. So on that note, guys, I would like to take a leave from you for today, and I will meet you in next video. And this whole playlist I'm dedicating to all the freshers who want to understand the SQL from end to end. Okay. So on that note, I will take a leave from you. All the best. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, guys.